So tell me, what made you decide to go on the challenge?
That's a great question. I think for me, I was just very excited at a once in a lifetime opportunity striking twice. Like I thought with the race, like that was a dream come true, an incredible experience that I would have been crazy to say no to the challenge. So it was more so just the adventure, but also to live out another childhood dream that I never thought would happen to me from doing Amazing Race.
Mhm. And for me, even before Survivor, like I watched Real World, Road Rules, and The Challenge, and I always wanted to be like on an MTV show. Then Survivor came along. Um, Obviously Survivor, but the my favorite thing about Survivor was the challenges. And so I'm like, here's a show that focuses strictly on like that physical part. And so I was excited when they called, like I was happy to go, but I'm the type of person, I'm always looking for an adventure. So if anybody called me to do anything on CBS or MTV or wherever, I'm saying yes.
Yes, plug it, Tasha. It needs to
I'm just
happen.
saying, call me. Love Island, Amazing Race. I'm here for it all.
Nice. And no pun intended. What was the biggest challenge of being on the challenge? Bum bum.
I
Mm.
would say for me, the biggest challenge was like I legit liked everybody. And so, on Survivor, there's like the annoying person that you just like, yep, they gotta go, or the person that eats too much rice, they gotta go. But on the challenge, everybody was so sweet and we got a chance to really get to know each other personally. So it was tough when you talk about eliminations and trying to scheme and plot, like everybody was such good people. It was hard.
Yeah, I agree with Tasha in that respect that like I love connecting with people. I love meeting new people. And I think the biggest challenge was separating the personal relationship and then having to play the game for yourself because the algorithm definitely shook up all those relationships. So I think that was the challenging part was filming building those strong connections and bonds and then having to also like play against those strong connections and bonds.
Yep.
Nice. And how did this experience differ from being for you, James, on The Amazing Race, and Tasha, you being on Survivor?
Well, I mean, with Amazing Race, I had my now husband. So you have a level of comfort and trust with one person. Like, you know that they're never going to, put you down or mistrust you or anything like that. So the challenge, I was all by myself, despite having some personal connections to people already. Everyone's there to play a game. So that level of trust isn't necessarily like fully there, like on Amazing Race with your partner. So that was a huge change. Also, Amazing Race, you're constantly on the go. It's like high spikes of adrenaline and then low crashes. With the challenge, we got to like lounge around the house and we got to like go out and party at the bars and then do a physical challenge that wasn't, as long as the challenge on Amazing Race was. So it was very different from my experience on the Amazing Race.
Mm-hmm. For me, number one, there was food. We were literally starving. So when we got to the compound, I'm like, oh, there's a refrigerator, there's food. So that was great. I think what was challenging for me on Survivor, like once you get to the island, I locked my family up in this box. I put them away. I didn't think about them for 39 days. And so it was like solely focused on the game, but on the challenge, we could call home twice a week and, you would get updates from home. And it just was a constant reminder of what you left back there. And sometimes it's emotionally distracting. And so while it was great to like see and hear from loved ones, it kind of took you out of the game a little bit because you're having that connection when all you want to do is focus on the game.
You're so right. As much as it was nice to have those phone calls, it also made it a little bit more difficult.
It did.
That's so true.
It did.
Nice. And as a side, Tasha, I love the decorations and pictures you have in your background. They're so cute.
That's my Monopoly game. Life is just a game. So
I love it. I love it. And I want each of you to tell me your favorite memory about being on the challenge.
There's so many that come to mind, but really, I just loved the downtime with everybody, just hearing everyone's different experiences from their shows, what it was like for them, behind the scenes scoop about all these different shows. I, as a fan of them, loved it, but also just connecting with everyone on a human level. Just sitting around playing cards, cooking together, sitting around the fire and sharing embarrassing stories. Like, it just went beyond just the game that was happening. And I think some of my favorite memories were actually when we played Mafia. And Azza is like a Mafia pro. And as a fan of Big Brother, I watched season 23, and on the live feeds, whenever they played Mafia, I got a kick out of it. So to actually now get to play it with Azza, who's like a legend with narrating Mafia, so much fun. Like, that was some of my favorite moments.
Oh, I totally agree with James, the downtime and getting to know people. Also, my favorite part was like TJ. When I say like the host with the most, he was so positive, after you come out of this crazy challenge, he's like, good job. You guys killed it. Like, way to go. I'm like, I'm impressed. So TJ was just so positive. Jeff Probst is the bomb.com, but TJ is awesome too. So those are my memories.
Nice. And now that you've gotten to work with people on other shows, which one do you guys want to go on next?
Oh my God. I mean, I feel like Tasha and I are the same. Any opportunity is an exciting opportunity because it's a new adventure in life where you can test yourself and grow as a human. I'm a huge Survivor fan. And so I feel like that would be what I would love to transition to. And I think Survivor is the perfect show for a format of crossing over Big Brother players, Survivor, and Amazing Race players to see which show is the better show. Like, I think there's something fun there with 3 different tribes going at it in Fiji and seeing which show prevails. So I would say Survivor.
Yeah, I love Survivor, so I definitely would do that. But at this point in life, I'm looking for love. So give me Love
Yes.
Island. Give me Love Island right now.
Oh, nice. I love it. I can see you guys doing the Amazing Race together too for some reason.
Yes.
I would love to see that.
It's like, I would totally do Amazing Race with James. He's so positive and like he just has this light and this glow. And if I had to go out, I wouldn't have wanted to go out with anybody other than James. He is a sweetheart and just a positive light. And so we would definitely do well on the Amazing Race.
I agree. Same with Tasha. Like, she is just like a huge cheerleader. She'll support whoever she's with. And she just really brought out the best in me. And I think we complement each other really well in that regard. So I think we would actually do some damage on Amazing Race if we were a team.
So what's next for you two now that your time on the challenge is over?
Well, for me, I would like to start a podcast because I feel like life has been such an adventure for me. I just want to share my knowledge with people on how to basically manifest what they want out of life, whether it's their job or adventures like Survivor and the challenge, like just like helping people think through how to live the most out of their life. And then also I love Game of Thrones, and there's a new Game of Thrones show coming out. And so I'm going to be podcasting about that as well.
Yes,
nice.
I feel like you'd be so good at podcasting, Tasha. That's
Just wait.
You're perfect for that.
Okay,
good. For me, I mean, I'm newly married still. It's been 7 months since my husband and I got married. And now that the world is, finding a new normal again, we used to travel all the time before the pandemic. So I just looking forward to having more adventures with my husband and continuing to see the world with him and eventually start a family. So, but hopefully these opportunities will keep coming because I love them.
Yeah.
That's great. And again, very big congratulations on getting married. I love you guys on the show together, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you,
Sammi.
Yes, and we are almost out of time. So I want you each to describe your experience on the challenge in 3 words.
Well, I think challenging for a lot of different reasons, a little chaotic because I think with the algorithm, you had to be very adaptable and kind of adjust every round. You were always kind of on the edge of your seat. And last but not least, I would say, growth. Like, I really feel like I grew as a person. I think growth would be the 3rd word for me, just because I think because it was so challenging and because it was so chaotic, I learned a lot about myself and how I adapt to those different situations. And so I was able to come out of it a better man because of it.
For me, I would say surprising, because it's been a while since I was on Survivor. So I was just surprised to get the call. So I was pleasantly surprised. Relationships, I left that game like meeting people that I watched on their particular shows, and I got some
Oh no.
relationships out of that. And then I'll just say love. Like, just love. I enjoyed myself. I just came out with just a whole new appreciation on life. And it's just now my vibe is just like love.
Yes, I love that.
Nice. I mean, I love both of you having such big positivity. I would love to see you doing Tasha's idea of having a manifest podcasting together, because you guys both so positive. I think you can bring it to next level positivity.
Oh my gosh,
That's what this world needs right now.
Yes.
Positivity and love.
Absolutely. And you're both so positive, and I love you both for it. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to talk again soon.
Thank you, Sammi.
Thank you. Bye-bye.